I'm Jim Van.
You?
Jim Van.
Jim Van. Oh, okay. I'm Rick Fletcher.
How are you? Good here.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, push the.
Yeah. All of the TV, all the in and out pushing the.
Over against the left my body, lets me slip down.
Rebooting the
I'll
album.
wait then. Let his heart reset. Whatever we need to, we get. Oh, no. Great, no. Great.
You're on the woods, that's what you used to call
Hey,
it.
Kelly, I got something for you. You ought to appreciate. Timber guy that you are. Hold on a second. I thought maybe it was gonna be a. Oh, no, this is Rick. Home services. You know what it is?
Wow.
With his dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got something in his calendar. Yeah.
Yeah. You told me.
I did not.
Cute little bastard.
Old Eagles too, right?
Cute little bastard, isn't he? Or.
Kate, are we back up and good?
Yeah, let me make sure we're recording.
Okay, well, that's awesome.
It's cool.
Backyard.
Are we good?
This is my son's backyard.
Oh, nice.
There's this hole, he says, like, was for sale.
Okay, September 19th, 2023, 7:03, starting the Columbia Fire and Rescue Board of Directors regular board meeting. Apologize for the delay, we had some technical difficulties. So, that being said, our first order of business is flag salute. Mike, you wanna lead us off?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here we go. Okay. Changes to the agenda. Public comment. So Rhonda Melton, are you on?
Come on.
Rhonda, was that you said I'm on?
CRFR is a public entity that requires them to follow ORF. I have submitted public records requests, given public testimony, and submitted complaints against the chief that all went unanswered. It is time for the board to answer questions submitted and questions from public testimony. I also request that you respect the citizens, allow any citizen to speak, and not cut anyone off after 3 minutes. I've requested a list of bills paid in check order from January 2021 to present. The list should have date, check number, or direct withdrawal, payee, memo for reason, and account payable account. That is an easy report to print. Will the board tonight require this report to be run and emailed to me as I've requested in the past? On July 6, 2023, during this board's tenure, CRFR filed for the quiet title complaint against Boise Corp, stating CRFR has used the property more than once per year, every single year from 1989 to 2023 for firefighter training. When was this document approved by the board? Who signed the document for CRFR? Did CRFR provide training records for that property supporting its claim? Why have my public records requests been reviewed by 2 lawyers and not fulfilled or answered? CRFR has a history of releasing public records like any other government entity, graciously, free or inexpensive, and timely. This administration does not respond to requests, charge fees relating to fire and EMS reports, and release in an attempt to make unreadable writing all over the page, quote, public records request, covering up the actual requested documents and the name of the requester all over the document. I have taken my complaint to the state, and the state informed me that CRFR are not allowed to charge the fees being currently charged or cover up the document. Your request fee that's being used says $10 per form is written out as a fire or an ambulance record, not a public records request. I'm asking this board tonight to direct your administration to follow public record ORS and CRFR policy, discontinue blocking the actual document with wording, refund the exorbitant fees charged in 2023 to date, reissue the records that were blocked, and follow a board policy for actual public records records, not report charges. My questions tonight are, how will this board manage the release of public records? Will you require a fire chief to follow ORS as part of their job description? Records were requested by citizens and denied. That a reporter from the Oregonian received records. Can I get a copy of her records request? CRFR board policy. Is this board aware that every increase in pay for every position needs to be approved by the board? For example, the union and the fire chief have contracts which can be found approved in board meeting minutes. Can the board tell me where to find the board's approval for job descriptions and wage ranges for Sanchez's and Ms. Leonard's positions? And also tell me where these positions were posted for anybody to apply. Can the board tell me if these positions received increases in pay since their inception, and where in the board meeting minutes those increases would be found?
Where it says unread only, and that's not on. It's like I can turn it on. And next to that, it says filters.
Is someone talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be somebody in a public room, but we can still hear you.
Okay. Can the board provide approvings of pay for moving expenses for Medina and Sanchez? If not, please collect those paid expenses from them, like all the other employees.
Hey, Rhonda, hang on a second.
We can't hear. Hold on, we're gonna try and mute.
Would everybody else in the background please mute themselves so we can hear?
Hello, am I back?
There you go.
Yeah, you're there.
Awesome.
Can the board provide approving to pay for moving? Can the board provide approving that they approve to pay for moving expenses for Medina and Sanchez? If not, please collect these paid expenses from them, just like all other employees they claim charge CRFR for unapproved expenses. Forensic audit. Did the forensic audit provide proof that Mother Way has withdrawn her funds from PERS as stated on page 11, or prove that Nelson requested to withdraw her PERS funds on page 12? If Marina and Associates have no proof, then why would they place this in a forensic audit report? If CRFR is responsible for the forensic audit bill should they be responsible if this information proves to be false? The vote of no confidence. Will this board discuss the 100+ pages of vote of no confidence with the addition of Sanchez and Smythe? The past board and fire chief were very vocal and threatening about their investigation claims into past employees, current employees, and family members. Has the board found out the truth from the DA's office and OSP, and will you be just as vocal to clear those people's names? All past CRFR finance administrators have completed the annual budget. Why is CRFR paying an outside company to complete the budget? I encourage this board to represent the citizens of CRFR and quit spending taxpayer money on attorney fees, unfounded audits, and select investigations. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda, I have Brady Freeheim. Is he on, Kate? Brady, are you there? You said you don't see him online, Kate? Okay, well then we're gonna move on. Local 3215. Hearing none. Volunteer? Any volunteer report?
Hey Kelly, I think I might be the only one here and I don't have anything.
Okay, and say your name for the record.
Shane
That's
too.
Shane. Thanks, Shane, appreciate that.
No worries.
Correspondence. Anything else besides our packet? Negative? I haven't seen anything else there.
Email?
There's nothing in
Okay.
here. Not in my packet, and I don't have any email stuff with me.
No, neither. Get it printed out real fast?
Which email?
It was an email that he sent should have sent to you guys too, right?
Is that,
Yeah, the question he had.
was this sent a while ago?
It was supposed to be at the last meeting.
Who's that you're looking for?
I think it was sent from Kyle Melton, because he said he was not gonna be at the last meeting, and that was before our meeting was postponed. I don't have any of my stuff with me.
That?
Oh, there it is.
Found it? Okay, so I'm gonna read this so it's into the record. So this came from Kyle Melton. Said he wouldn't be able to make public comment, but a couple questions that he wanted answered. So his email reads, on page 28 of the CRFR 2022-2023 budget shows a cash carryover, or a quote unquote beginning fund balance of over 5.6 million in 2021. The beginning fund balance decreased to 4.9 million in 2022, then had an adopted beginning fund balance of 1.5 million in 2023. 2024, Sanchez Medina put an adopted budget of 1.4 million. Medina was hired January 12, 2021 with 5.6 million, and by 2022 it becomes 1.5 million. So his questions are, where was the 4.1 million spent between 2021 and 2023? Medina said multiple times that Sanchez had gone through the books prior to him being hired. Where did the money get spent then? The CRFR taxpayers are missing 4.1 million, and now there is a financial crisis. Where's the continuation of the investigative audit? At a previous board meeting, the CRFR board asked to extend the date range of the investigative audit. This date range included Medina's time with CRFR. Please answer the questions in public setting, submitted by Kyle Melton.
Has that all been covered in the audit, or is there any way we can get records of the past few years?
That's the whole reason there's a state investigation with the state police and the DA among other things. So that's one of the
I
main
think we
reasons.
discussed some of that tonight in executive session.
I mean, we discovered it all and brought it to the authorities.
Okay.
So,
So we're gonna,
and that's been made clear for over a year.
so we're moving on to the consent agenda. Your motion to approve it before we go into discussion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any questions, corrections? Comments?
I was gonna ask about a check, is that sure? Yes.
Yep.
It's gonna be on the page. The stair cycle. I heard that is like a shredding company. My wife was saying that that's like a shredding company.
Dairy cycle?
Yeah.
Well, that can be also for picking up for.
Oh,
Fire hazard.
okay,
Yeah,
that
hazardous
makes more
starts and
sense,
stuff,
'cause,
yeah.
yeah, she was looking
Yeah.
over this, it's awesome.
Yeah, so we definitely need that.
Sharps make, no,
Yeah.
absolutely, I was trying to.
Say, pick up our red bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes,
When do we need that? Is that for the red bag or for shredding?
No, it's for red bag, it's
Yeah.
biohazard, yes.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Um,
Anybody have anything else? Sure.
I've only paid Bulliard Lot twice, one for 11,000, the other one for 32.
A lot of those costs actually are, pertaining to defendants that are dealing with stuff that we're currently dealing with since August 8th. And we gave them a retainer as well, so we're running off a retainer. So a lot of the increase in legal fees are all of the new things that have occurred since August 8th.
okay. What's your guys' like spending limit before? Like, is it 20,000, 10,000?
Well, in terms of legal fees, when you engage with them, you pay them as needed as necessary when you guys are using them. So you guys know we're engaged with them. They, the previous board knows. So that's something that is done, just like labor negotiations with, the union with another legal fees for that. You know, that's gone way up before the last year.
Do we have like a itemized on what exactly like the 32,000 and the, like, I'm just asking what.
There is, and there's privileged, like with other attorney-client privileged itemized, and there's also a invoice.
Are we allowed to see those?
The privileged portion, it depends. They are, you guys, but it's not public. The
Okay.
board can, yes.
We would have to see those in executive session. Is that what you're telling me, or is it just confidential, we don't share?
The latter.
So could we get that?
And arrange for that, but that's not public. The privileged information is not public.
No, I get that. I understand the public and private and confidential information. I get all that. I just like to see it.
For our next meeting or? Okay.
I would like to, I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I'd like to talk about setting up a workshop later on after
Right
we.
now, we have a motion on the floor for the consent agenda.
Okay.
Bring that up under new business.
Do we pay Lexipol that annually?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I had another question. Is the SDAO one, is that for 89,000? Is that our annual renewal?
Which one are you talking about?
74454.
I got rid of copy. It is near the bottom.
The insurance service, yes, there's different ones, but yeah, that's STIS, so that's an insurance service.
I get the safe one. I was just double checking.
The safe is working.
Yep.
Which that gets paid in 4 installments.
Yep, every quarter.
It was a lump sum, but we had to work that out
I saw Snap-on. What was that one?
for the shop.
Okay. I see 2 for Wolf Consulting.
Yes, we had 2 extra, because we had the State of the Union essentially, the last board meeting, remember? Wolf and Moody, gave you
Yeah.
the State of the Union, so there was extra work done there.
So the Marina and Company, that one, the Moody one for 16,000, that was to give us more information.
That's what you guys asked for, yes.
And do we have any kind of timetable on the continuation on that?
The last time I was in the same meeting with you guys as well, when he sat right there and told you he was waiting on subpoenas.
Okay, cool.
I've never heard anything about that.
I have an update for you in big second.
Okay.
Anything else on the consent agenda? Rick?
No,
Okay.
the answer to questions were asked.
Okay, cool. Okay, motion a second on the floor to approve the consent agenda as submitted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Any chief officers report?
We did not prepare one. We can answer questions if you guys have any.
Dylan?
Not for you. I just thought about it. What about, I don't know if this is supposed to go back but finding the 5th board member. What part is that covered in?
It is not on here.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to bring up at the
Yep.
workshop.
When you bring up the workshop, write that on your thing, make a note to yourself under new business. That was my fault for not getting to the chiefs to have that put on the agenda. So right now, we're gonna go into the SDAO report. George, you online?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Great. So I know we've got the whole packet of the potential candidates and stuff in our packet, George. So if you want to just walk us through some of the highlights, that'd be great.
Thank you, President Niles. I'll be glad to. As the board requested, and STAO assigned me to work with staff and others at STAO in searching some options for the district moving forward with either interim chief or some kind of management services. We completed a report on September 6th and submitted that to you. You've had a chance to review it. I just kind of want to go over the highlights. As requested by the board, we put out for some criteria or traits or information from staff, and we actually requested from the union leadership, and we got back, as you saw in your report, we got back some very good memos and emails that addressed the kind of characteristics and skill sets that the staff and firefighters were looking for in moving forward from an interim chief standpoint or interim management. And I listed those for you there. Somebody with good communication skills, fosters teamwork, background in finance and human resource management, collaborative leadership skills, conflict resolution skills, knowledge of Oregon laws and regulations, history of building and earning trust, somebody self-motivated, has some humility, and an advocate for quality service of internal and external service. We reached out to the Oregon Fire Chiefs Association, the Western Fire Chiefs Association, as well as looked through our internal files, reached out to quite a few people that we knew out in the state of Oregon and others, talked to them. We're pleased to say that we got back 2 solid proposals to retired chiefs that were willing to come in and talk to you about being an interim chief. Both Roy Hari and Roy Palmer have submitted proposals to you, as you saw in the packet, and they're both joining us tonight in the meeting, or at least observing the meeting. The second option that we presented to you was the opportunity to work with neighboring districts or larger districts in the region. We reached out to a couple of those. The best feedback we got back was from Scappoose, and you've worked with them before. We thought that that was a viable potential option. So we included that in the report, and you can see the information that how we kind of feel about it there. The third option was a couple of the people we reached out to talk to us about being an interim chief presented us with a kind of a different option. They said, what if we just provided some consulting or mentoring services to the district? And we kind of fleshed that out a little bit and asked retired Chief Winiger to submit a proposal, and he put together kind of a small little proposal that would at least open the door for discussions if you chose to stay with your current staff in those management roles. And, just to recap and close out, I think I said it pretty well in the report, but, we're here. We think that any of these options could work for you. We think the board needs to have some good discussion, good dialogue, perhaps interview the candidates, maybe even talk to Scappoose, interview Chief Winiger, and look at those different options. I'm really here just to answer questions and tell you that we feel that these are valid, that these people meet the criteria that you and your staff asked for, and we think they could do the job.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Questions
George.
for George? What we got?
Was something being directed at me, Kelly? I couldn't tell.
No, I asked the board if they had any questions
Oh.
for you,
Okay, thank you.
and apparently none of them want to talk to you.
Hey, come on now.
No, I
Well,
appreciate the legwork you and your staff did on this, George. It gives us something to consider, some options, and I thank you for that.
Thanks.
On that, we're going to move on.
I was gonna say, can we schedule possible like interviews or that kind of stuff? Is
Yep.
that gonna be in the workshop?
So, yes, yeah, we won't do anything. My suggestion is we don't do anything tonight, because we haven't, the only thing we've looked at is what's on paper. And that doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah.
The workshop that has been discussed, that I've already talked to George about it. That's also a great time that we could set up for interviews and stuff like that, public session, public meeting, everything like that. I think that's a great time. We'll try and figure out some dates in there that works for everybody. If that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I think we have to look at all the options.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next part. Had a couple, let's see, resolution.
Yes.
You wanna walk us through that?
Okay. So, as you know, we lost the line of credit previously. I was able to secure another one in conjunction with working with our county. Their legal representation, Sarah, who works there, has been great working with her and our bond counsel, working to get a line of credit. Now, to understand that this resolution is before we had a revolving, which means we could pull, pay back and pull again. So we also had it as a contingency, or we had it as essentially a reserve because we have nothing. This is a one-time deal. Based off of everything that's going on, this is what we were able to work hard to get. This took a lot of work with them. Thankfully, the county was willing to do this. This resolution is authorizing us to draw this. It's one time again. This is not, and essentially now it is having the county pay. It's not essentially, this is exactly what's happening. The county is going to pay the bank back for the money that we withdraw. It removes anything here where we're sitting from the board making decision, us making the decision, so they know that they're gonna get their money back. So this has allowed them to be comfortable with lending us the money. So now they're comfortable with getting their money back because they're gonna get it paid first from the taxes before the taxes come to us.
No changes in percentages or anything like that?
There is, well, the Bisbee rate. So the Bisbee rate changes daily.
Got it, but it's not, okay, nothing from their side, nothing that's.
Other than that, we had to do this again and it's gonna cost us probably about $30,000 because we had to repeat the whole process.
Okay,
That's how much it took us about to get the initial line.
Yes.
So we had to redo that again with Medina being gone.
okay.
Yes. Because we had to redo everything because it made it so we could not certify that. So, and this is only a one-time thing. This is a Band-Aid. This kicks the can down the road. We have changes that need to be made. This is something that's going to float us. We do not have extra money.
Correct.
So, this resolution that we put together with bond council, is for that. You guys, are agreeing to this. If you're agreeing to us move forward, I'll be able to sign the contract. To move forward with this line, and then we'll be able to draw the money we need to draw for next month.
Right, so we have a resolution, we need a motion.
Just make a motion.
No, make a motion.
You should have a copy in your packet too. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, it's in the back, so. I'll make a motion for resolution FY 23-24-03, a resolution authorizing amendment and restatement of the documentation related to the district's 2022 non-revolving line of credit and note federally taxable and related matters. Do I continue reading where we're at?
Nope, that's good.
Again, I want to thank the county for working with us on this. The county and their legal counsel, they agreed to do this, and the county assessor, and that's great of them. So we want to make sure that we thank them for that.
A motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on resolution 23-24-03. Is there any further discussion?
It's still the $2 million, same amount that was in the last one. So
Up to,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then,
But we only need 1.4, right?
you'll have the exact number when we get to deadline, yes, but yeah.
Rejected.
Yeah, and then just so everybody knows and is aware, the reason that we had to have the county involved for paying it back is because of the unfunded liability stuff that we have hanging over the district currently with the lawsuits and the unknown about the arbitration outcome and things like that. So it was very gracious of the county to say, yep, we'll figure this, so that way it takes it out of us and that way the bank is assured of getting their money back first.
And this does not go forward. The other one we had was going forward. This is a one-time deal.
Well, we all know we have a bigger problem anyway, so.
But I'm just letting you know,
Yeah.
we won't be able to pool again.
Yep.
Because before we had that option. We do not have the option to pool again.
So we revisit this in the near future.
yeah, we're gonna have to talk about it.
Absolutely. Any further discussion or questions on the resolution?
No. It's just guys time.
No, we're gonna do, we have a motion, so,
Any second?
Second.
yep,
I
yep,
second
we have
it.
a motion and a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you,
Do
gentlemen.
that, and then that's a good show for this.
Um,
Today's what, the 19th?
oh, no, probably, okay. Then, once you sign that, we're gonna sign.
Oh,
Yeah, you
is that the one that we signed?
Well, it doesn't matter, it's the same, but this one's stapled, so whatever you want.
Whichever one.
Yeah, whichever one, as long
I'll
as you
keep
keep
this
one,
in my notes and we'll do this one.
to the front and then the back. So it's blue. Very long as the wedding signature.
Yeah. Yep, we're going to the fire protection agreement.
I was gonna, just with one of the public comments, is there any way we can get notified of public record requests? That way we know that what's coming in.
Yep, hang on to that question for this.
Look at you,
Is it what? There's a
or Jim.
or
Did we get that all signed?
Yeah.
So, we're good? Okay. Chief Smythe, you wanna walk us through the fire protection agreement? For Conibear?
So, we have, parts of our fire district are always outside our fire district. It's actually, and we're still on our ASA. Folks are allowed to request, contractual obligation with Columbia Fire Rescue, pay the fire tax based on the property so they have fire protection. It is noted at CCOM, so should a address that is flagged as a resident that we're under our protection would receive an entire, standard fire or medical response for that particular piece of property, there's a contractual against us. So we did receive one from 62147 Connie Bear Road, St. Helens, which is outside our fire district, by Mr. and Mrs. Hernandez. And the fee is $791.97, represents total payment for the 23-24. These are obviously a one-year agreement. We update, sometimes these folks sell, sometimes they decide not to fill. And so it's a 1-year, one-time agreement, and so they have to renew it every year with us. And we have, off the top of my head, probably a dozen, maybe 20 homes out there that we do for dog protection to. Should there be a fire out there that's a non-protected residence, then we will send a piece of apparatus. And actually, we have an agreement with the rest of the county, Mist, Vernonia, Class and I, if they're available, we send multiple resources from multiple agencies. And we do the same thing for Class and Scappoose in the areas that are unprotected. So we still will send help. We just can't send our whole district. So we have to keep resources. So these folks are requesting that the board and signature for a protection agreement for the year, for fiscal year 23-24 for your consideration.
We haven't done one of these in a while. Do we need to do the protection agreement and then also the consent to annexation separate? Or can we do them all as one motion?
It's been a while too since we've done one, so I don't recall, Kelly, so I would.
Let's make them separate. Just
That
for-
would be the
for-
best course of action.
Okay, so it would need a motion on the first, let's do first the fire protection agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the fire protection agreement for 62147 Conibear Road, St. Helens, Oregon, 97051 for Beth and John Haybon.
A second.
All right, any further discussion?
Do we need to include the tax rate and all that, or is that okay with that whole thing?
I think it's fine in there.
I don't think we-
It's all written down. Yep, it's all documented there. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So let me do this one.
Yeah, if you want to sign up, or we received a copy.
And then, Rick, are you the secretary?
Mhm.
You need to sign this as well. Pass that down to Rick. And then we'll do second motion for the consent to annex agreement.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
That just same thing you did with the address and everything.
I'll do, make a motion for the consent to annex agreement for Columbia Fire and Rescue for the address of 62147 Conibear Road, St. Helens, Oregon, 97051. Do you guys want to read the text?
Nope, I think we're good. Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? It's all the same property, just kind of two different things there. Okay, hearing no discussion, all in favor of approving the consent to annex?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Pass this down to Mr. Fletcher again for his signature. That.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Welby. I wrote it down here, but under new business, you wanted to set up a workshop.
Yes, talking about board policies, discussions, the interim fire chief. Talking that through and brainstorming on ideas for that, the vacant board position. And then, I think, legal matters and legal counsel discussion.
Okay, so we can, so the only thing we'll do tonight is pick a date that's gonna work, and then we can build an agenda for that, of what we want to discuss in that workshop next meeting. So with that being said, we need to have some dates on there, that, works for the board here. And then for others that we want to invite. Was it, you said you're gone next week?
I'm gone for about a week and a half.
So for the vacant board position, speaking on behalf of my experience with municipalities,
Absolutely.
is you could just put an application out there
Yes,
with interest. I mean, we could do that this week or early next week.
yeah, we have to do a minimum of 2 per the
Exactly.
board policies and
Uh,
procedures,
We
so.
can put out applications,
Or an ad in the paper. We've already gotten
Exactly.
the board's already gotten a couple emails.
social media, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So we put it out there. And then you interview these candidates in a public meeting.
Mhm.
And you could do it where Kelly asks a question, you ask a question, you do the round robin.
Mhm.
If you have 2 candidates, you know, the other guy or gal goes first and then they alternate,
Yep.
you know? And then it's somewhat uncomfortable. You could discuss it. They don't have to leave while you discuss because it is a public meeting.
Mhm.
And then at that time, Kelly would call for the motion. Or are there any interested motions, or would anybody like to make a motion to appoint somebody?
I also
And
think
it's
that
all
if we
public.
do that, then we can't have it can be a workshop then, so,
Yeah,
I can't.
right?
I mean,
So,
what I
We'll do that at a
would
regular
do
meeting.
is put out applications. I mean, we could take the applications to give everybody ample time,
I
right
agree.
up to your October regular meeting.
And then
You know,
do it
like
then.
maybe the Friday or Thursday before.
It's a great idea.
And then we would have the candidates. You wouldn't even know who they, you know, were until the application closes.
And we have to notify the county elections office too.
So I mean, that's my.
It's covered in the board policy. We can follow, we can follow. we can
Rainier
put it in
School
paper.
Board just.
Yeah, that sounds great.
They just did it with 2
And it-
candidates.
Don't even think we need to do a motion on that. It's already in the board policies. If we just follow that stuff right there, then we can be fine. So.
Yeah, the only motion would be at your next meeting to appoint somebody.
Yeah, so that'd be under new.
Yeah, but no, I don't think we need to
new-
make a motion tonight to go forth with that. I think it just, we can just go ahead and do that.
Okay,
Even-
Can you guys make sure that gets happened? It's good. Standard, good application out there and that.
It's just a basic application, name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not some very.
Experience, maybe educational. I mean,
And
just a little get to know you. Attach your resume if you
and
want.
then make sure like Chief Sanchez, Chief Sanchez,
Yeah.
dyslexia, is make sure that we do notify county elections because this is an elected position.
Mhm.
and I would still propose doing the workshop to talk about other things.
No, I agree, but let's pick a date for that and then we can build an agenda, not tonight, but we can build an agenda for that.
I mean, just looking,
Are you available online even?
I know the time change is pretty.
Yeah,
4 AM, 3 AM.
Yeah,
It'd be bad.
I mean, I come back on the 3rd.
Well, we can't make a decision during a workshop.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, and if you guys go ahead and do it,
Can.
and I can try and,
Mhm.
I can
Anyway.
and then maybe I can listen to a recording too.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So
You come back on the 3rd, you
I come
said?
back the 3rd.
Okay.
So I'm that week, so you're talking about October 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole week there, I'm gone, I'm out of town.
So if
And
you
I'm
guys
not
do it
available.
while I'm not here. I will, if I can make it, I can make it. If I can't, I can't. But there's stuff that needs to get handled
Absolutely.
as soon as possible. And yeah, if I didn't have this vacation planned.
You could always
2 years
call
ago.
up when I'm watching the video.
That is 100%. So
3 of you makes a quorum, so.
Correct. So what date do we want to throw out there?
I'm down with whatever. What do you guys got?
Rick, what's your schedule like?
Right now I'm open all next week.
I am as well, just as long as it's evening.
Yeah, it has to be evening
Yeah,
preferably.
evening Or.
I wouldn't mind starting a little earlier, 5:30 or 6.
Can we
or
do
something.
Can we do Monday? Or you gotta go?
No, it's over, I'm a loser.
Cause I get my kids every Tuesday, so
Doing next Monday evening,
Yeah, if we could, that'd be great.
do it
Whatever time you want.
6 o'clock here.
Yep, 6, 5, doesn't matter to me.
Okay,
What time is it?
Rick, what time you get up for?
5.
4.
On
It
Monday.
takes you a little bit. So how about we do here 5:30 on next Monday?
Okay.
And then,
This
Let's-
Monday or next?
this coming.
This one.
The 25th.
So then Ryan, let's you and I sit down and, cause I know you've got the horsepower behind this and let's build out, let's fill out what we will, not tonight, but let's do agenda. We can get it to them so they can put the agenda out with proper notification.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I like it. And we on there, yeah,
And then I was gonna bring up the public records.
go ahead with that one.
Okay, I was gonna see if we can be notified of all public records, or can I look at our public records policy? And see if, that way we can try and, I know that's been a hot topic, so maybe we can figure that out and straighten this out, so you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you guys wanna email that to probably to all of us, but, and then if you guys can
Yeah.
talk about that then, and then.
Well, I think, yeah, we can add that to the board policies and procedures.
Yeah,
You know, get it in here. That way we're just putting all these to bed. We gotta start checking off lists here eventually.
Yeah, we got some to-do things. But yeah, having a workshop next week will be helpful. I agree. So, and we'll build that into the agenda. Let's go over that next.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I will not be there.
No, it's all right. All right. There's life.
And then another thing I wanted to talk about is the week before the next regular board meeting to talk about the agenda, what comes up. I think that in order so we have good, clear communication with everybody, that like once a board meeting, Kelly would pick as the president, picks a different board member to sit in with Sanchez or Smythe, excuse me, and talk about the agenda and ideas and things like that.
Yep, and we've discussed that to sit down and we're gonna help, because the agenda's for us and for the public.
Mhm.
So we're gonna sit down at least a week ahead of time and we'll say, here's what we want to have on the agenda, and then go from there. And yeah, I agree.
Cool. I did get an email from a concerned citizen saying that we were limiting to like 10 public comments or something like that.
We'll have to,
I don't know if
It's not 10 public comments. It says in here, it says a maximum of a half hour and it's 3 minutes. You're limited to 3 minutes and
Yep.
we take public comment for a half hour.
so
So that's something we'd have to address.
We have
Would be
10
10.
people at 3 minutes, that would be 30 minutes, and that would equal that out, yes.
I would say, can we add with the possibility to extend it? Because if we want, I want to be as clear as everybody. So if we need to extend that at future meetings, just so it's not, we limit it to 30 minutes. That way more people than 10 people want to talk for 3 minutes.
We can talk about that at the workshop.
Cool.
And have it on there, because we're gonna have board policies on there, so we can look at those at the workshop and discuss that.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's something we can look into.
And then are there certain days we can have meetings at CCOM for the public to attend? Why are we not having it at CCOM right now? I don't understand.
From last week.
So there's only one.
They could-
It's booked for the end of the year.
Got it.
Okay, that,
Oh, they are, yes.
Okay. Yep.
That was
So
my
are we good for the rest of the year?
Here,
minus the
Oh,
workshop. Oh, even normal board meetings? We can't have it at CCOM?
They're booked now for the data that you guys want. We can try other days in the future. That's if you guys change it.
Okay.
But the days that you guys want moving forward, they let us know that they're booked for the rest of the.
For the second Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other venues?
Can we, is that something?
The library?
invite You guys to,
Can we do the training center?
yeah, I mean, LBTC.
It's not.
I don't think you understand, CCOM is booked for the second Tuesday of the month
For us or for somebody else?
for us.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're good.
You pick a different day, like, well, yes.
Our
but-
special meeting night is a different night.
Got it.
yes,
So we're good for the rest of the year.
yes,
Okay, got it.
yes,
But if you change the day.
Yeah.
okay. All right,
Thank
Let's
you.
keep
Kim.
going.
Sorry.
all right, so at this time,
Oh, when do we renew that then? Would it be after the first of the year? We'd have to make sure that it's still set up for next year as well?
Yes.
Cause it should be, from the July 1st when we took office, right? We were supposed to kind of talk about that. We just
And we have a standing request for the second Tuesday. That's why, for your guys' policy. So it is a standard request.
It's in the fire district. You're more than welcome to use City Hall in Rainier too.
Yeah.
Seatings. There's tons of seating.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, cool. Well, I mean, it'd be nice to see the
Yeah.
board meet at Rainier and anyway.
Mhm.
People over there can show up. I'd vote for that. Okay, I'm just saying, but you're welcome to.
No, I think
Cool.
that's a great
We
idea.
will, we will discuss that at our workshop. So right now, we're gonna go to closed executive session. And what time do you have, Simone?
Maybe we should do that.
7:51.
7:51. Okay,